to talk about Adverse. It's in theaters now, and it's coming to digital on March 9th.
Yeah.
Cool thing about this movie, I'm such a huge fan of yours, as many people are. You are the first thing people see in this movie, and you sort of bookend the story we're getting here.
Yeah, I mean, once again, it's just one of those things that I fell into. I was doing a lot of conventions before the pandemic, and Thomas Nichols and I were running into each other a lot. And we had a table next to each other at one of the conventions, and he said, "Listen, man, I'm doing this, little independent film. It's a great script, really exciting, young and up and coming director in Brian Metcalf, a young Asian American director. I want to get to the point where we don't have to qualify what it is, but now I think we need to elevate representation, which is why I always mention, his background. But read the script. Sean Astin was already attached. Sean's a buddy of mine, and we have, Thomas and I have him in common. And so it was like, great, yeah, I see myself bringing something to this role. I mean, once again, kind of an authority figure, but a paternalistic streak there. A real concern, compassion, but a real, shoot him straight, tell him like it is kind of character. So it was very easy for me to see myself in that. And then all of a sudden, Penelope Ann Miller comes on board, and then Mickey Rourke, and it's like, wow. And now this little independent film that I was, happy to help support, kind of blows up and becomes a bigger deal. I mean, the fact that it's, in theaters, I think is a massive compliment to the filmmakers.
Well, and you have such genre or legacy actors in this movie too, all together, but none of you guys share the screen together. And I was like, man, where's the one scene where we're going to see Lou Diamond and Mickey Rourke or Sean Astin together? It was
I know, man. I've been in this situation before. I mean, I did a movie called The Show of Force that had Andy Garcia and Kevin Spacey and Robert Duvall, and Amy Irving was the lead, and it was all about Amy. So we were all separate, tangents to her storyline. I never got to work with Duvall. I wasn't even on the same set with him ever. So it's just like, same thing. And I've known Mickey, man. I've known Mickey since the early '90s, and would love to throw down with him one day. But yeah, it's one of those things. It's like, yeah, I'm in a movie with him, but no, we didn't work together.
Well, that's one of the things about Adverse is that maybe it's a smaller movie, a smaller budget, but you have all of you guys coming in here and you're all giving your A game on screen. There's man, that's acting in this movie, and it's all great.
That's the thing, and many people have mentioned this over the years, but it's a philosophy of mine. I don't care what you're paying me. I don't care if it's $100 million studio film and I'm making a lot of bank, or if it's something like this, where you do it for the love of the art, or because you want to work with some cool people. You're getting my A game no matter what. If I say yes, anybody who sort of like rates their performance or their commitment due to the size of their salary, that's just I don't know, man. That's just not cool.
Yeah.
If you're gonna do it with your whole heart.
Well, what's interesting about the relationship with you and Thomas Nichols in this movie is that it kind of like what you were saying, how you guys met and agreed to do this movie in the first place. It kind of has that same relationship in the movie. And I'm wondering, did you come in and do this like in a span of 2 days in the succession as we see these in the movies, or was this shooting
one day? One day. Literally, just because it's all in one office, man. So it was just coming in for one day. I mean, and to be quite honest, that's also one of the attractions. It's like, oh, okay, well, you're not going to make much money, but you know what? It's not going to cost you much time. So why not? Why not help out the art and keep independent film alive and viable. So there was really no reason to not do it. So yeah, it was one day. Brian Metcalf was incredibly prepared. And it's that independent. You know what you're getting into. Saying you're changing clothes in the bathroom. You don't have a trailer. You don't have the fabulous craft service on that you have on network television. It's like, okay, I'm gonna get down and dirty. But to me, it's like going in like teaching an acting class sometime. It keeps you connected to the work because that's what it's about. It's not about the trappings. It's not about all the other stuff that comes with it. It is about doing the work. It's you, it's the other actor, it's a good script, it's a director and a camera, and that's really all you need.
Well, in terms of your relationship on screen, was it kind of the same off screen with Thomas? Because I mean, it seems kind of like a mentor relationship.
In
And
a
it's
way,
really
in a way,
cool.
I've been around a little bit longer than Thomas. But, he started out as a a child actor. So I think he and Sean Astin are much more contemporary than I am. So it was, yeah, it was like, hey, Uncle Lou, can I borrow your barn? So yeah, I mean, there was that sense of it. Um, Brian Metcalf, I mean, it's such a talented young man, but I mean, I think I was probably a little bit of a touchstone and an inspiration for him as well as he was growing up. But it's like what you said. It's like going back to Young Guns. That was about the time when I started realizing that, in addition to my work as an actor, my role in society and in Hollywood was about representation. Was about putting a different looking face up there on the screen and inspiring other actors, other filmmakers, other writers to believe that they could make it, and that I got through the door, but I keep my foot in the door so other young people can come in behind me. And in a way that is part and parcel of me being in this film. It's about continuing to pass that torch on.
Now, did you get a chance to actually watch the movie yet?
No.
No.
To be honest, no. I have not seen the film. I've seen some clips. Very happy with it. I read some reviews. I know that Mickey knocks it out of the park. So yeah, no, unfortunately, and that's so bizarre because I guess people go, "Oh man, you kind of can't wait, to see your own work." And sometimes it's like, I just finished directing an episode of Prodigal Son, and I mean, since before Christmas, that has literally been front of mind. I mean, it's doing the prep, filming it actually, the long days and an extended schedule because of COVID, and then the editing, and literally it just aired last night, and so there has been a slew of press not only for that, but also for my novel that I wrote with my wife Yvonne. So it's the schedule has been chock full, and I do not have 2 hours to kind of sit and watch stuff, unfortunately, these days.
Wow. I was going to ask you about the end of the movie. I don't know if you know what happens in the end of the movie, but you're just like this 10-minute long sequence where you're just like, whoa, this is crazy. I wanted to get your take on the ending, but you haven't seen it yet.
No, I haven't.
So this weekend, you got to go to the drive-in and see Adverse so you can see.
There you go, right? Get a bucket of popcorn, get back to the movie theater. That'd be wonderful.
Now, tell me about the book you wrote, because I wasn't aware that you had a book out. And as soon as I get off this call, I'm going to go buy it.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, no, it's called The Tinderbox, Soldier of Indira. It is a science fantasy because it's not pure science fiction. It was literally inspired by the short story The Tinderbox by Hans Christian Andersen. And back in the 90s, my nerd wife was into anime, into manga before it became cool here. She was into graphic novels. And she had done these amazing studies inspired by The Tinderbox that was going to become a graphic novel. She never finished it. But then when we started dating, she showed me these things. And I was like, holy moly, these are unbelievable, right? And I thought we would make a film out of it. Wrote the film, decided, okay, because it had this post-apocalyptic, feudal kind of Kurosawa feel to it already, let's kind of take a page from the Star Wars notebook and set it in space, in a galaxy far, far away. Realized the movie was going to be ridiculously expensive, so we set about writing the book. And my day job kept getting in the way, so it took about 10 years. But it came out last fall. Yvonne has 30 amazing illustrations in the hardcover version of it, but you can get it on Kindle. There's an audiobook done by R.C. Bray, who did The Martian, and Julia Whelan, which I think is also very cool because the chapters sometimes are from the female point of view, others are from a male point of view, and they switched off doing those. But the book has received such great reviews, all 4.5 to 5 stars, on Amazon. It's sold incredibly well, and I'm actually, going to be doing a sequel to it. I'm about 140 pages into it.
Rad. I'm going to go get the hardcover book right now.
I think you'll enjoy it.
Seriously.
I really do.
Now,
Yeah.
do you always introduce your wife as your nerd wife?
Not always.
I was like, how does
But
she appreciate that? It's like,
yeah, no, I think she, no,
dynamic.
it's so funny, man. When she was a teenager, she was so, she was like, people always, weren't, cool to the nerds, and now like nerds rule Hollywood,
Mhm.
So I think her geekdom early on in life is now finally paying off. But yeah, man, she did all the cool stuff before it was cool.
Rad. Now, are these books maybe going to become a movie at some point? Or are you talking about that?
They could, because like I said, that was the original intention. And now it's funny because I look at it now and I go, maybe the miniseries is the way to go with it. I mean, the limited series aspect of things these days, some of them have just been brilliant, and to be able to do that in an extended format as opposed to a 2-hour movie, to like go ahead and really get into the story, really do the nuance. I mean, the 4 to 6 to even 8 episode miniseries might be the way to go. But the fact that that is a possibility, I'm not actively pursuing it right now. But once I get past Prodigal Son, and I am certainly doing more writing these days. I'm definitely doing more directing. That would be something I think to actively pursue.
Wow. And now you're shooting right now, Prodigal Son. Is that right?
Yeah, we're still in the, well, not quite in the middle, because my episode 207 was actually the mid-season finale. But there's an amazing story arc with Catherine Zeta-Jones that will go through the end of the season. It's a 13 episode season this year because we got started late because of COVID. But yeah, man, we've got quite a ways to go. We'll be finished up filming, I think, toward the end of April. But yeah, we're in the thick of it right now, and it's just great stuff. I mean, the fans of the show are just, they're going to lose their minds because a lot of great stuff happens. The series will pick back up again April 13th with an episode that Alan Cumming just lights it on fire. It's fantastic.
That's excellent. So it's good to hear from you and see you. Do you have a like an Instagram or social media to reach out to?
I'm not on Instagram. I understand that there are a couple of people posing as me, which is a little flattering, but it's like, wow, man, get a life. Yeah,
Yeah, that's a little scary.
I'm not that interesting. But I am on Twitter, and that is me. I don't have a team. The publicist isn't writing the bad jokes. It's all me, and I'm at Lou D. Phillips. However, my wife, Yvonne, is on Instagram, and a lot of her artwork, a lot of her illustrations can be seen on that, and she's at YV Phil. She's also on Twitter as well.
Okay, great. Do you have any more movies besides Young Guns 3 that you guys are planning? I mean, are we going to get a Renegades Part 2?
That'd be great, wouldn't it? I mean, I tell you, the one that I think is really an interesting possibility would be First Power. I would love to revisit that character 30 years later, and really kind of ramp up the horror. It has a cult following. It was very scary, but I don't think I've made my best horror film yet. And I think I think Jordan Peele has revitalized and Blumhouse. They totally revitalized the genre, and that's something that I think would be interesting.
Right before you said First Power, I thought you were going to say Bats.
They did a sequel, but they didn't call me.
No, I know they did, but I was like, that kind of fits in where we're at right now in the world, but I don't know.
Yeah, because it's bats. The world is bats. So yeah.
Bats are to blame for everything.
Yeah.
So when I get this piece done, I'm going to send you on Twitter that yarn art of Lou Diamond Phillips. I'm thinking of doing Lou Diamond and Dirty Steve together, maybe.
That's pretty excellent. That would work.
Oh, I want you to see it when it gets done. But thank you so much. This is one of the highlights of the last year, getting to talk to you just for a few
I appreciate it, man. It was a great conversation.
So, and we'll see Adverse. I think it's playing at the Mission Tiki, but don't quote me on that this weekend.
Cool, man.
Very cool. About that place? And,
no, I don't.
It's like 40 minutes outside of Los Angeles.
No, that's so excellent. That's excellent. And then it's on VOD March 9th. So yeah.
Yeah, drive in. So, but anyways, it was great seeing you, and good luck with your shoot tomorrow and everything else going on.
Appreciate it. Thank you.